Okay guys, welcome in. Today we're working on a Caterpillar ECU that was given to me. Apparently it just decided to stop working, and I opened it up already and I see there's some blown components inside. So we're going to be replacing that today, so follow along if you want to learn how to do this for yourself. Okay, it took a little bit to open, couldn't really film it, but here's what we're dealing with. I've already started to loosen the screws. So let's keep going, dig deeper. Okay, here's the board here out of the housing. As you can see, it is quite a big board, lots going on it, and we have some blown components. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna replace all the broken components on it. All right, let's get to work. Okay, we got our first component here on the back of the board. We are gonna be replacing this diode here. It's pretty obvious which one it is, this guy right there. So I have replacement, I think these are transistors, M5C, and then M5C, that's pretty sure M5C as well, and then that one should line up with this. They're all the same circuit, so I don't have a circuit diagram, so I'm going kind of just off of, I don't know, gut feeling, I guess, because yeah, this is M5C, this is M5C, it's just a little dirty. And then we're going to try to put that in and see how we go. I'm going to try to use hot air for this, but it's a very thick board, so I'm not sure how much we're going to have to heat it up, but we'll try that first, and then I might bring out my soldering iron just to clean things up a little bit. But I got the hot air station on now, so we're going to heat that up. As soon as it's up to temp, then we'll try to take it off. It's fallen right off. It's just so broken. I'm not quite sure what happened to this board, but I've been asked to replace just the individual components, because to get this serviced is a few thousand. Okay, we've got that mostly out of there. I do want to give it a little bit of a clean first, and then we're going to see if we get the new component on there. And I'll clean the pads, make sure all the connections are good, so we have a successful repair. We got some solder wick here. We're just wicking up all the original solder. I want to clean this joint up because this component did blow. So we'll clean it up really good. I'll check all the contacts as well. Okay, that should be good. Looks like there's a little bit of a potential burn mark there. Hopefully that didn't go all the way through the board. Seems okay. Get a bit of a closer view here. It might just be a little bit of a scorch mark on the mask. Doesn't feel like it's deep. This should be okay. I'll just scrape some of this off and we'll just make sure this pad has connection to this via. Alright. So I have my meter on continuity mode, which will make a beep when the two probes are touched. So all I'm going to do is just check the via. That seems good. That's good. Okay, that's good as well. Great. Just out of curiosity, in case this is going anywhere up here, we can do tests later. Doesn't seem so. So, not quite sure where that goes, but we'll get this component back on there. This was good? Yeah, that's good. The board's just balancing here. I wonder if I could put something underneath it. Yeah, that's better. There we go. Good, good. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll get a little bit of flux on here, and we're going to prep these pads just to make life a little bit easier. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try not putting solder on there and keeping the flat surface, and then adding solder. See what difference that makes, if any. Try to get this out of here. That'll fit nice. Okay, first component's placed. I've got a little bit of solder on the tip here, and we're just going to touch one of these legs carefully. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Alright, that looks like it's on there. See if we can get rid of some of this glare. That's better. Okay. So that's on. First component done. Just give her a little cleanup before we move on. Now, the purpose of doing this is to get off all the extra flux, any residue on there, and to just make sure she looks good. Because if you're going to do a job, do it right, or at least to the best of your ability. And I'm still an amateur, so taking my time and doing this little by little, slowly, allows me to practice and get better for the future. Alright, first component done. Let's move on. I've now moved on to the other side of the board where we have two components that need to be addressed. We have this one here and this one here. We have a capacitor, and then this should be a third A15 that it's just completely destroyed. I'm not quite sure what hit this, if it was maybe a backwards cable or something. But we clearly have some bad components here. So the component replacements I have are just for the visual components that have been destroyed. Alright, so we'll start with removing the components, this one, and then we'll place the new ones. So we'll get the hot air station going here. Just want to cover that component there a little bit. Not quite sure if it's plastic or metal, but I just got a little piece of metal just to block it. Smells like burning electronics. That is clearly dead. Looks like we may have a problem with this pad here as well. So we're going to have to be very careful. Clean off all this stuff. Yeah, it looks like this pad completely lifted off. So did this one. Okay. Quite the bit of scorch under there. When I clean that, I'm just going to have to be very, very gentle. That came right off. That's great. Feels like part of that component is still on there. I want to try to get that off. Maybe not. It's really hard to tell. Let's get some more flux, maybe that'll help. Yeah, it's not coming off. I'll clean these up. It does feel like there's something on there. Get kind of caught up, you know. No. Okay, that's fine. It can stay. What happened down there? I didn't even see that before. We're gonna have to maybe potentially fix this too. I'm not sure if anything plugs into here or if this goes to the other side of the board, but yeah, I'll clean that up and fix that in the event that it is in use. I don't think it is though, because this, you know what, it's not. This is meant for a bigger chip. So in case this chip needed to be a different one, it has those components populated. In this case, they are not in use. So I'm not even going to bother. Not looking, I don't like the look of this either. But I should be okay. Alright. We got this mostly clean. That is a substantial burn mark in this. And that's a little bit deep as well, but what do you do, right? All we can do is replace the components and hope for the best. Oh, look at this too. We got a blown component up here. So we're gonna have to take that one off too. So we'll finish here and then we'll move up here and take that one off. Then I'll give the board a good inspection as well, see if there's any other damage. Is that actually damaged though? It might not be. Yeah, we'll take a closer look in a minute. You know, just for fun, what I could do is check this capacitor here. Put my meter on capacitance mode. And you should never really check a capacitor in circuit, but we're gonna check it anyways, just to see if we get a reading. Yeah, we got 226 nanofarads. This should give us the same. 212, close enough. Alright, let's get these components on. Get a little bit of flux back on there. I know I just cleaned it off, but that's all the crap I cleaned off. And I don't think we cleaned those pads either, so let's clean that now. Yep, that's better. Okay, now we're looking for the A15 transistors. I believe this is them. A15, yep, great. Sticking. Get off of there. The flux is a little bit sticky. So I'm going to use these just to bump it off. Okay, good. I'll just preload my iron with a bit of solder. With a steady hand, a little touch is all we need. Get a little bit more solder on there. Yeah, that looks really good. And then let's find the capacitors now. Okay, I got them here. I'm gonna put one down there, and I am gonna replace that one up there because it doesn't look too good. We can measure it just for fun as well. Okay, again, meter on capacitance mode. And I got nothing. Let's move the leads around. I think the black needs to be on the stripe. Yep, I have no reading. So we are going to replace that one right after this. Okay, placement of this one is important. It looks like the line is the positive side. So we'll put that over here. You can see up here there's a line of positive, line of positive. So we're going to go off that assumption. Could be wrong, could be right. Won't really know until it's time to test. Okay, that looks to be on there. Yeah, seems good. Okay, let's move on to this other capacitor. I think I'll just use my soldering iron for this one. They seem to come off fairly easily. I say that. Let's use higher instead. Make life a little easier. Yeah, that plastic is melting a little bit. Aim it away, maybe? No, that's not really going to work. Let's get this in place. Divert a little bit of the heat. Alright. Let's make sure this chip is good. See a little bit of a mark there, but I don't think it's anything serious. Okay. And everything else in this area looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Alright, let's move on. Looks like this capacitor here at the other side of the board did get hit pretty hard. I did check these, this resistor and this diode. Seems to check out okay. We'll just quickly check the resistors beside it, just to make sure they're reading something. So I got my meter in resistance mode. Again, these are in circuit. We're just looking to get a rough reading. Let's check this one. Okay, I got 7.5 kilo ohms and then 50 kilo ohms. So we should be good there. I want to clean this up before we do anything to this area. Again, you know what? I'm just going to take my soldering iron and remove this component because it's not looking too good. I don't really want this room to smell like burnt electronics. So we'll just put on what we need here. Yeah, it's coming right off. The other side is not looking good. We're gonna have to do a little bit of a bodge. I think that pad is totally gone. Oh, maybe not. Underneath. Kinda looks like there's something. I'll clean it up. I don't know. I think that pad is gone. There we go. Yeah. I think that pad vaporized. It's got quite the hole. Hopefully it didn't affect any other layers. But yeah, that pad's gone. So what I'll do here is I'll make sure this is nice and cleaned off, and then I'll just solder almost directly to it. So what I want to do is clean that off as much as possible, just so I can get a good solder connection on there. So I'm just going to lightly scrape it off. This is just the mask I'm scraping off. That's what protects the trace. Okay. I'll clean the gunk off of that. A bit more flux. It's right there. Yeah, it looks like that's sticking okay. remember positive is the stripe. I'm going to position it there just so I can bridge some solder. And we'll do that one side first just to make sure we have a good connection. Okay, I think that's on there. Alright, that appears to be it. So at this point, I'm going to reassemble the entire controller. And then we'll have to give this a test at some point. So hopefully I can include that in this video.
Oh yeah.
Okay guys, we got it all installed. We're going to give it a start here in just a second, alright? Let's do it. Okay, there we go. She's working. Got it all started up. All fixed. Thanks for watching, guys.